This page was created to teach Black history. Unfortunately, the American educational system was designed to exclude our real historical account, so we are here to dismantle it. It's time to enlighten those of us who have been kept in the dark. I am a Black man who didn't know enough about my own history, so I began to dig deeper and do my own research. Black history is American history, so I want people of all races and cultures to join together to learn our history as one. Here, I will share all of my findings. Please like, follow, share, and subscribe to Teaching Black History. The Story of Bass Reeves. Reeves was born into slavery in Crawford County, Arkansas in 1838. He was named after his grandfather, Bass Washington. Reeves and his family were enslaved by Arkansas state legislator William Steele Reeves. When the American Civil War began, George Reeves, Bass enslaver, joined the Confederate Army, taking Bass with him. At some point during the Civil War, he gained his freedom. One account recalls how Bass Reeves and George Reeves had an altercation over a card game. Bass severely beat his enslaver and fled to the natives' territory, where he lived among the Cherokee, Creeks, and Seminoles. Bass stayed with natives, tribes, and learned their languages until he was freed by the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery in 1865. As a freed man, Reeves moved to Arkansas and farmed near Van Buren. Reeves and his family farmed until 1875, when Isaac Parker was appointed federal judge for the natives' territory. Parker appointed James F. Fagan as U.S. Marshal, directing him to hire 200 deputies, marshals. Fagan had heard about Reeves, who knew the territory and could speak several native languages. He recruited him as a deputy. Reeves was the first Black deputy to serve west of the Mississippi River. Reeves was assigned as a Deputy U.S. Marshal for the Western District of Arkansas, which had responsibility also for the native reservation territory. He served there until 1893. Reeves worked for 32 years as a federal peace officer in the Indian Territory and became one of Judge Parker's most valued deputies. Reeves brought in some of the most dangerous criminals of the time. He was never wounded despite having his hat and belt shot off on separate occasions. In addition to being a marksman with a rifle and a revolver, Reeves developed superior detective skills during his long career. When he retired in 1907, Reeves had on his record over 3,000 arrests of felons. He killed 14 outlaws to defend his life. Reeves had to arrest his own son for murder, Benjamin Benny Reeves, who was charged with the murder of his own wife. Deputy Marshall Reeves was disturbed and shaken by the incident, but demanded the responsibility of bringing Benny to justice. Benny was eventually tracked and captured, tried, and convicted. When Oklahoma became a state in 1907, Bass Reeves, then 68, became an officer of the Muskogee Police Department. He served for 2 years before he became ill and retired. Reeves' health began to fail further after retiring. He died of Bright's disease on January 12, 1910.